how to set up Ansible. So if you see this Ansible architecture, Ansible control node will be available, manage nodes will be available, host inventory file is available, playbook is available. Control node means the machine in which we are going to install Ansible software. Manage nodes nothing but our project servers, the machines which we want to manage. In which machines you want to automate the configurations, those machines are called manage nodes. Those manage nodes information we are going to configure in the inventory file. So manage nodes we can group like web servers machines, DB servers machines, log servers like that. You can group them in the inventory file. And playbook is a YML. In the playbook, we will write the configuration management work. What to perform, where to perform, we will declare in the playbook. Playbook is a YML. Now, as a DevOps engineer, we can connect with this Ansible control node and we can execute the playbook. Then Ansible control node will push that configuration to all the managed nodes based on the information available in the playbook and inventory file. Now, how to do this Ansible setup? To do this Ansible setup, I have given one document. So I have given multiple steps also. By following these steps, we are going to complete the setup. So I'm going to take one control node, two manage nodes here. So I'm going to take these three machines as free tier eligible machines with T2 micro instance type. So I'm going to follow this document now and I'm going to set up Ansible architecture in AWS cloud. So I logged in into my AWS cloud account. Now I'm going to EC2 dashboard. In the EC2 dashboard, if you see, no machines are currently in the running state. Let me launch the instances now. So instance name I am giving as Ansible machines. Okay, later I can change these names also. I'm giving the name as Ansible VM and I'm selecting the instance type as Amazon Linux. Pre-tier T2 micro only. Key pair, existing key pair I am selecting and default VPC we are using. Security group, existing security group I am selecting which is the default security group. SSH protocol should be enabled with the 22 port number to connect with these machines. And I want three machines. As we discussed in the diagram, multiple managed nodes will be available and one control node will be available. So one control node, two managed nodes. So total three machines I am taking here. Instance count I'm giving as 3. Then click on launch instances. So at a time I'm going to create 3 machines. Now go to EC2 dashboard. You can see the instances which are in the running state. Now my instances which are running will be displayed in the EC2 dashboard. 3 machines available. Now for our understanding, let me rename these machines. So first machine I'm giving as Ansible control node. That is the main server in which Ansible software will be installed. Then second one I'm giving as manage node 1 and third one I'm giving as manage node 2. So these two machines will be managed by Ansible control node. 3 machines are created, they are in the running state. Now go to the second step here. Connect to all these 3 machines by using SSH client. I'm going to use Mobile Extram as a SSH client in order to connect with these 3 machines. Once we connect with these 3 machines, execute below commands in all the 3 machines. Creating the user, configuring the user in the sudoers file, updating the SSHD config file, okay? Enabling permit empty password as yes, comment password authentication no, permit empty password, then restart the SSHD service, okay? I'm going to do all these steps in all the 3 machines. Now, let me connect to all these machines one by one. Click on connect. So the option is available here to connect with these machines, right? Now, I'm going to open Mobile Extram as a client software to connect with these Linux machines. Yeah, it is already installed in my system. I'm opening Mobile Extram. So whatever the existing connections available, I'm deleting all of them and click on session, SSH, remote host, public IP of the machine. First I'm connecting with the control node, copy the public IP and the username. Default username EC2 user because Amazon Linux. Select the private key, which is a PEM file, existing PEM file. Click on OK. So with this, we are trying to connect with this machine. Yes, we connected with this machine. Let me rename the tab so that we will understand easily. This is control node tab. Now let me create one more connection, SSH. Let me connect with the manage node 1 and 2 also. Take the public IP and specify the username EC2-user. Settings, use the private key and connect. So this is our first manage node. I'm going to rename here for that so that we can easily understand. This is manage node 1. And go to the session again and connect with the third machine also. Take the public IP, specify the username, which is EC2-user, SSH setting, select the private key. Right. Okay. Accept. Right. Now I'm going to rename here as well. This is just for our readability, guys. I'm giving this as managing node. So with this, we are created three machines and we connected with all these three machines. Easily you can understand which is a control node and which is managing node. Okay. Now let me execute the commands in all the three machines. Some commands we need to execute in all the three machines, guys. So in the document very clearly I have given what commands we need to execute in all the three machines. So the first one, create a user. So in these machines, I'm going to create a user called Ansible user. Okay. Now how to create the user? First go to control node. In the control node, I'm executing sudo user add Ansible. One user is created. Now let us set the password for this user. Sudo password username. Okay. It is asking some password for the user. I'm going to set up that password. We need to remember this password, guys. Right. Password updated successfully in the first machine. Let me complete the process in the first machine. Let us enable that. Let us provide access for this user in the sudoers file. So let us go to this command and configure this user in the sudoers file. How to open the sudoers file? Sudo vi sudo command. Now here already root user is available. Just below the root user, I'm going to configure our Ansible user also with all the permissions. Okay. So let me take this and configure Ansible user with all the permissions. Once you have added the Ansible user in the sudoers file, save this file and close it. Control X, Y, enter. That file got saved. So with this, we are updated that Ansible user in the sudoers file. So once it is done, update this sshd config file also by using this command. Sshd config file to enable password based authentications. Okay. So go to this and edit that file. Yes, sudo vi sshd config file I am updating. So here what we need to do in this sshd file, comment this password authentication no. By default, password authentication is available. Go to insert mode and comment this line. Permit empty passwords. Without password, we need to permit. I am updating this as yes. Password authentication no, we are commenting, and I am enabling a setting permit empty passwords as yes. So once you have done, save this file and close this file. Done. After this process is completed, we need to restart our SSHD service. Sudo service SSHD restart. When you make any changes to SSHD config file, we need to restart that service. So with this, that SSHD service is restarted. So this process is completed in one machine in the control node. Same process we need to do in all the three machines. Okay. Let me go to my manage node 1. In the manage node 1 also I'm going to do the same process. Sudo user add Ansible. I'm creating the user. Let us set password for that user. Right, new password. You can give any password, but make sure you are able to remember that password. We need that. So user is created, password is configured. Now let me configure this user in the sudoers file. sudo vi sudo, go to the user, root user details. Below the root user, configure our Ansible user also. With this Ansible user will get all the privileges, guys. Right. Now save this file. Control X, Y, enter. File got saved. Then update SSHD config file. Okay. Open that SSHD config file. Go to insert mode. Comment password authentication no. Right. Password authentication is no. Permit empty password. Yes. I want to allow that. Save this file and close it. After making the changes to this config file, we need to restart our SSHD server. SSHD service I am restart. Done. This is completed in the first managing node. Now same thing I need to do in the second managing node also. Create the user. Okay, and update the password. Confirm the password. Done. Password updated successfully. Then configure the user in the sudo verse file. Sudo vi sudo. We are giving all the privileges for this Ansible user to perform operations in this Linux machine. Save the file and close it. Now go to SSHD config file. Make the changes. Go to insert mode. Go to the line where password authentication is available. I'm just commenting this. Permit passwords I'm giving as yes. For SSH connection, we are making these changes. Our Ansible control node should be able to connect with these manage nodes. For that, we are making the changes in the config file. Once the changes are done, let us restart our SSHD service. Very good. So with this, our first step is completed. We are able to complete the steps in all the three machines. First, we have done the changes in the control node, then manage node 1, then manage node 2. Then what is the next step? Step number 2, install Ansible in the control node. So to install the Ansible in the control node, we created the Ansible user, right? First, we will switch to Ansible user. Currently, we connected with this machine as EC2 user. Now I want to switch to Ansible user. How to switch the user? Make sure you check the tab. Currently I am pointing to control node. How to switch the user? Sudo su Ansible. Switch user. Now I switch it to Ansible user, but still my present working directory pointing to EC2 user home directory only. Let me switch to Ansible user home directory. CD space tilde. Now I came to logged in user home directory. I connected to this machine as the Ansible user and I am pointing to Ansible user home directory. Once this step is completed, we need to install Ansible software. Ansible is developed by using Python programming language. So first we need to install Python software in our machine. Sudo yum install Python 3. Python version 3 I'm installing in this machine. Okay. Yeah. Python installation completed. Right. It is all dependencies resolved, nothing to do complete. Python is already available. If you want, you can check the Python software here. Python 3 double-hyphen version. Yes, Python 3.9 version is available. So once we install the Python, by using this Python, we can install pip software, guys. What is this pip here? Pip is a Python package manager. So by using this Python pip, we can install the Ansible. So I'm installing Python pip software now. By using this Python pip, we are going to install the Ansible. All right. So install Ansible by using Python pip. Pip install Ansible. I'm installing Ansible now. It is going to download and install Ansible software. Once the Ansible software is installed, we can verify the version of the Ansible. So I switch it to the Ansible user. I installed Python. Already it is available. I am able to check the version of the Python 3.9. Then I'm installing Python pip, which is a Python package manager. By using this pip package manager, we are installing Ansible. So once the Ansible is installed, we can verify its version. Okay. Now see here, successfully our Ansible software got installed. How to verify the version of the Ansible? Ansible double-hyphen version. Yes, Ansible core 2.15, 2.15.13. This is the version of Ansible software installed in our machine. So once the Ansible software is installed, we are going to make one directory /etc/Ansible. Okay. So create Ansible folder under etc directory to create the inventory files and all. So whatever the inventory file that we want to create, that will be created inside the etc Ansible. So that a directory I am going to create now. So by using sudo mkdir, I am going to create one directory Ansible under the etc. Okay, let us execute this command. Sudo mkdir make directory. Inside the etc is the default directory in the Linux. Inside the etc, I am making Ansible directory. Done. So with this, our Ansible directory got created. Now the third step is very important. So what is this third step? Our Ansible server control node should connect with the managing nodes. How to connect? Through SSH. So the SSH keys we are going to generate in the control node. Those SSH keys we are going to copy into managing nodes. So how to generate the SSH keys in the control node? So to generate the SSH keys in the control node, first switch to the Ansible user. Already we are connected to this machine as the Ansible user only. Now generate the SSH keys. How to generate the SSH keys? By using SSH keygen command, we can generate the SSH keys. So copy this command and execute in the control node. SSH keygen, which is used to generate the SSH keys in the control node. Once the keys are generated, we are going to copy them into managing nodes. Okay, SSH keygen. It is asking enter file in which we have to save the key, default file only. It is asking for the password for the keys which we are generating. I'm not giving any password. Enter the same password. Enter. So with this, SSH keys got generated in our control node. Now these SSH keys we need to copy into managing nodes. How to copy them into managing nodes? By using a command. SSH copy -id. What is the username in the managing node? We created a user called Ansible. Ansible @ private IP of the managing node. First, let me copy into first managing node. Take the private IP of the first managing node and give it here. What is the meaning of this? Whatever the SSH keys we generated in the control node, we are copying them into managing node with the Ansible user. Ansible is the username. We created one user. In the initial step only we have seen. So some commands we executed in all the three machines. We created a user in all three machines. Username is Ansible. With that username, we are going to copy the keys. Right. When we copy the keys, it is going to ask you the password. Are you sure want to continue connecting? Yes, boss. It is going to ask you password for that. Yes, Ansible user password. At the time of creating the user, we configure the password, right? Let us give that password now. Ansible user password you need to provide. Yes, we are able to give the password and the password is verified successfully. The keys copied successfully from control node to managing node. Okay, now we have done this process for first managing node. Okay, now I need to do the same thing for the second managing node also. Let me take the private IP address of the second managing node, guys. Copy the private IP of the second managing node. Clear this and the command. Remove the private IP of the first machine and give the private IP address of the second machine. 230. So that is the private IP of the second machine. Now execute this command. Asking for confirmation. Yes, boss. Continue. Copy the keys from the control node to managing node. It will ask for the password of Ansible user to copy the keys. If you give the correct password, keys will be copied successfully. If the keys are copied, then we are good. So that means Ansible control node can connect with the Ansible managing nodes by using SSH connection. So if the keys are copied successfully, we generated the key in the control node, that key we are copying into manage nodes. Once the keys are copied successfully, almost we are done. Now the last step is we need to create host inventory file. That means which machines should be managed by Ansible. So what is the grouping of those machines? Manage nodes available. Those manage nodes details we need to configure in the control node. That's where inventory file comes into picture. So how to create the inventory file? Where to create the inventory file? Just now we created one directory etc. Inside the etc we created Ansible directory. In that directory we are going to create a file with a name called host file. That is the host inventory. Manage nodes. Which manage nodes should be managed by Ansible? Those nodes information we need to configure. You can configure them as a group. One machine I am using as web server group, another machine I am using as a DB server group. Like that you can configure them. So let me use this command to create host inventory file in this path. Sudo vi command I am using. Okay, that is open. Now you need to configure your manage nodes. You can group them. So group name I am writing first one as web servers group. Okay, you can configure your machines as multiple groups, and one machine can be part of multiple groups also, no problem. Web servers group I have configured, DB servers group I configured. One machine I will add as web server group machine, another machine I will take as a DB server group machine. Take the private IP and configure that under web server group. Now let me go to second machine, take its private IP, and configure that as DB server group. That means one machine I am using as web server to deploy my application. Another machine I am using as DB server to install the database server required for the application. So tomorrow if you have a requirement of log server, so you can create one more group and you can configure the IP address of the log server also like this. So you can group your nodes that you are going to manage. Okay, currently two machines available I am configuring. Sir, can I configure one machine under multiple groups? Yes, one machine can be participate in multiple groups also, no problem. So once we have done this inventory file configuration, with this IP address only control node is going to connect with the manager node. Now save this file and close it. With this, inventory file is also created successfully and we configured. Finally, the last step, testing the connectivity. Whatever the setup we have done, we are going to test that connectivity. So by using one ad hoc command, I'm going to test the connectivity. What is the ad hoc command? I will try to ping all these manage nodes from the control node. Now you see, I am in the control node now. In the control node, I'm going to execute a command called Ansible all -m ping. -m represents module name. In the Ansible, modules are available to perform the configuration management. So if you want to install a software, there is a module available. If you want to copy the files, there is a module is available. If you want to start the service, there is a module. So to perform configuration management, Ansible provided modules for us. Now I am using Ansible all -m ping. What is the meaning of this? All means I am considering all the managed nodes which are available in the inventory file. So in my inventory file, web server group available, DB server group available. I want to ping all the machines which are part of a web servers group as well as a DB servers group also. Now -m ping, the task I am using is ping task. Ansible is able to connect with the managed nodes or not. I want to check it. Ansible all -m ping. Now you see Ansible is able to, the Ansible control node is able to ping Ansible managed nodes. All managed nodes I am pinging, which are available in the inventory file. IP address of the first managed node, ping is successful. IP address of the second managed node, ping is successful. So if you are able to ping your managed nodes from the control node, that means your Ansible setup is successful. Now you can automate your configuration management by using Ansible control node. Suppose I want to ping only web servers which are available in the inventory file. Then what we need to do? Ansible group name. Which group you want to ping? Web servers group I want to ping. -m module name ping. Now it is going to ping the machines which are part of only web server group. So in the web server group, which machine is available? First machine is available in the web server group. What is the IP? 172.31.8.72. So that machine ping is successful. Suppose I want to ping the manage nodes which are belongs to DB servers group. How can we do that? Ping is just to check the connectivity. Is our Ansible control node is able to connect with Ansible manage nodes or not? Ansible DB servers -m ping. So Ansible DB servers, it will go to the inventory file and it will identify which machines are part of the DB servers group. In that group, all the machines which are available, Ansible will try to ping them. So if the configuration is successful, that means if our setup is successful, ping will be successful. Keys we generated, keys we copied. We got the success. The second manage nodes also we are able to ping from control node. So if you give Ansible group name, in that group which machine is available, that machine it is trying to ping. So Ansible group name DB server. I don't want to consider any group. I want to ping all the manage nodes which are part of the inventory file. Ansible all module name. What task you want to perform by using Ansible now? I'm telling to Ansible, hey Ansible, you need to ping all the machines which are part of the inventory file. Why to ping all the machines? To check the connectivity. My Ansible setup is completed successfully or not. I want to verify. So that is the reason I'm doing the ping now. That is the reason I'm doing the ping now. So if the ping is successful, that means our setup is successful. Ansible setup is successful. Okay, let me execute this. Ansible all-m ping. Now you can understand the ping is successful or failure. Can you see the ping got successful? What is the meaning of that? Ping is successful. Ansible control node is able to connect with the Ansible managing nodes. Now, for example, I want to see what is the date of current date in those machines by using Ansible ad hoc command. Ansible all. I want to execute date command. So -m represents module name. If I use ping, ping module will execute. Ping command will execute. Now I want to execute command called date command. So in the Linux machine, if I execute date command, what will happen? Current date it is printing, which is available in the control node. Date command I want to execute in the control nodes. Do I need to connect with the date command I want to execute in the manage nodes? Do I need to connect with them now? No. So whatever I want to perform in the managing nodes, I will tell to control node. Control node will connect with them and will perform the operation. Tomorrow, if I want to install Java in these machines, I no need to go to each and every machine to install the Java. I will tell to Ansible, hey Ansible, install the Java in all the machines. Then Ansible will send the notification to all those machines to install the Java software. Automating configuration management. Now I want to execute date command in the manager nodes. So to execute a command, there is a module called shell module is available. So Ansible all -m shell. By using shell module, I want to execute a date command. So date command I am giving as a argument for the shell command. So what is the meaning of this? It is going to use shell module -m module to perform any task. Module is available. I am using shell module. For the shell module, I am giving a input. What is the input? Date command I am giving as input. -a represents argument. What is the meaning? I am telling to Ansible control node to execute date command in all the machines available in the inventory file. Now check this. It will execute a date command in all those machines. So the date command is executed in the first machine. In the first machine, this is the date. In the second machine, this is the date. From how long those machines are running, I want to check. So how to check the machine execution time? By using uptime. So when you execute uptime command, it will tell you from how long this machine is in the running state. This machine is running from 27 minutes. Now I want to see from how many hours or from how many minutes the machines are executing. So if you use uptime command, you will understand. But I don't want to go to each and every machine to check the uptime. I will tell to Ansible, hey Ansible, ask the uptime of managed nodes. From how many hours the managed nodes are running. I will tell to Ansible, Ansible will ask them and they will give the output. Okay. So how to ask that? By using Ansible all -m. What is the task? I want to execute a command. To execute a command, there is a module called shell module. What command you want to execute by using shell? Argument -a uptime. So that means uptime command will be executed in all the managed nodes which are part of the inventory file. So it is going to show you the output of managed nodes. So managed nodes, first managed node is running from 28 minutes. Second managed node is also running from 28 minutes. All three machines we created at a time. So the uptime is the same. So with this, our Ansible setup is completed.